Good as ever. So yeah, night off. Where most people. Oh no, it's still bank holiday, isn't it? No one's back to work today, are they? What day is it? Doesn't matter, does it? Monday. Yeah, Monday. So I thought I'd do this. I usually. Actually, I've been doing a few Mondays, but I usually do like Sunday when I do these. But I was busy yesterday. We finished the third season of Absolutely Mental. It'll take a while to get it all lovely and shiny and put it on the website and make it available, but coming soon. Listen to that. Listen to the first 20 or 21, I think. I think you can get them all for like $25. Or I don't know what it'd be, £18. I don't know. But hours and hours. And it's good. It's all about well-being. Get that right. Have like 15 hours or whatever it is, and then go for a little walk and listen to stuff. Listen to me, and go for a walk every day. A little bit of you time. Got loads of questions. So many questions. I'm not going to get to all of them. I'm telling you now. So I'll whiz through them. Thank you for. The comments about the official trailer, mental. I mean, I had like 1 million views straight away, and now I think it's up to like 5 million with all the people that have tweeted it and on Facebook and everything. So thank you. Went down a treat. Right, Leopold and Loveday, Uncle Ricky. Right. That's fine. It's not weird at all. We see Kev's alcoholism and in Derek, and we see Julian's drug addiction in Afterlife. Have you known people like these with struggles that help you with your storylines? Well, of course, it's it's all around, isn't it? I mean, some of it isn't even diagnosed. When I was growing up, everyone had a drink and didn't think anything of it. It was weird if you didn't drink. So it's there, and you find stories. Amongst the sad stories, there are funny stories. I still know loads of people that are alcoholics that just don't drink anymore. That they explain to me that you're always an alcoholic, you just don't get drunk anymore. It's a condition. People are built like that. You can't help it. You can't help being born addicted to, alcohol or whatever. All you can do is try and control it with help and everything. Cheers. So you take all these things in and Leslie, love the new trailer for Afterlife. Thank you. How was it working with Auntie again? Brilliant. Also the clip where she puts her paw print on the paper. Did you keep that and frame it? Funny you should say that. There it is. I knew at the time this would be a sought-after thing for charity. That's Auntie's real paw print. They're the one that we actually did in the show. I'm going to auction that. I'm either going to auction it. Well, I promised it to All Dogs Matter, the money, and I thought of putting it on eBay. And you want to make sort of thousands, but the problem with that is there is someone who will, be able to afford and pay 5,000 or whatever. But what might be nicer is like real fans, pay £1 to be in an auction and they might win it. So you want to do the one that raises enough money, but that's my preference. That All Dogs Matter auction it, so everyone's donating to All Dogs Matter, and then one of them might win it. I'll let you know nearer the time. It might be better to wait till it goes out so people see it in context and want to own it. But I think that might be worth a little bit of money, mightn't it? Monsieur Dougal, Bonjour, Ricky. Happy New Year. It's Christmas and you get to choose a present. Do you choose A, bunion brace? Yeah, it's not so bad at the moment. I've been ignoring it, like I do all medical conditions. And then they don't go away, but you learn to live with them. So you get used to the pain. A, bunion brace. A heater for your bucket. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. So it's like it's like a bath, except with like urine. A bollocks bra to support your pender's testicles. No, I wouldn't bother with that. I just put them down each trouser leg. The longer they get. When I'm really old, you'll see two little testicles by my ankles. I think it's got to be. It's got the heater for the bucket. All I care about is comfort now. So yeah, that'll be nice warm. That's why I have a bath, because it's just comforting, isn't it? I've just had a bath. That's why I'm squinting and I look red. Fucking hell. Danielle, this chair's getting squeakier. Oh, I'm getting fatter. Danielle, you talk about the show. You talk about the show a lot. In the show a lot about appreciation for us key workers, nurses, etc. A lot of your work, Afterlife, Derek, is around that. I just wondered if you'd had many experiences of them in your own life. Yeah, most of my family were and still are sort of carers. My sister works with kids, some with learning difficulties. My sister-in-law works in an Alzheimer's home. My other sister-in-law was a social worker. My mum fostered. I think 2 or 3 of my nieces work in care homes. So yeah, when I say I mean the women in my family. they're the ones that are carers. Well, they got used to it. They have to deal with fucking idiot men, don't they? So they sort of practice on us, and then they're really good carers. If the women in my family can deal with the idiot men, then yeah. So yes, and again, funny stories and sad stories, and they all go in, and I mix them up and change them a bit, but. I try and know a bit about everything I do, as opposed to just making it up. Like I used to when I was like 13, 14, when I used to write stories. It was all about being a New York cop. Just most of my storylines had probably been in Kojak. Emma Dolan, can you say hello to all the staff working after me in the cardiac care unit in Liverpool? They all do an incredible job, as you rightly say, angels. Yes, hello to all the people working in the cardiac care unit in Liverpool, looking after Emma Dolan. Get well soon. And in general, just keep up the great work. I put out a little tweet today, actually, that people noticed that there's a line in the trailer for Afterlife, where Anne says that there are angels. They don't have wings and live in clouds. They wear nurses' uniforms, and so that was a little tribute to all the key workers, not just nurses, but all the key workers to the last 2 years who've done an incredible job. And you don't want people to forget that. Just go back to like nothing happened. Jill, do you think stupid fears are part of being human? Like, I hope I never slip in the bathroom. Yes, and my head lands in the toilet, and that's how they find me. Yeah, I do think of things like that. In fact, I nearly slipped the other day. After a shower, I stepped. I thought, oh, that could have, I could have fucking put my back out, which I did last week anyway, playing tennis. I don't think of like landing down a toilet. I think of smacking my teeth on the fucking sink or cracking my head on the fucking corner of the tiles. My worries are like I just more calm. They don't go doing. They just go. Ah! It's much. That's that. I don't worry myself comedically. My worries are like horror. Like I'll be going to get to sleep at night, and I just think, oh, I hope I don't, turn over in the night and stick the fucking scissors in my eye. That's where I go. So yeah, but then when something like that happens, I sleep like, oh my god, am I okay? Didn't put my back out, didn't crack my head open. I think, brilliant, I didn't just crack my head open. What a great day, and that cheers me up. Like if I wake up now, I go, oh, excellent. I'm not dying. What a brilliant day. So I try and look on the positive side. But yeah, that's very human. Call your monkey brain. Like it's that same thing when you look over an edge and think, oh, I hope I don't jump. And you think, why are you thinking that? Because you're teasing yourself, you're testing yourself. It's like those people that, holding a baby, I hope I don't drop it. Well, you're a safe pair of hands. If you're thinking like that, you're a safe pair of hands. You're a good person. Good people do that. So, yeah. And people think, oh, am I weird? Like, I hope I don't punch this old lady in the face. Because you never will. You're testing yourself. And you never will. But yeah, that's very human. Yeah. I'm not a doctor. I might be mental. Gunner, when you are creating either a stand-up routine or a comedy sketch, can one be used for the other and vice versa? Yeah. Is there a fluid flow between the two? Yeah, because I don't think I don't sit down and sort of go, I've got to think of something funny, right? You're walking around and you think of something funny, and that just comes as a thing, a concept, and then you decide, would that be a good stand-up routine? Is that an observation, or could I put that in something? Is that a character thing? And then you decide if it's based on character, then it's or a scenario, or there's a little plot. It's probably best for a narrative thing. Whereas if it's an observation and you think that's funny, it's usually stand-up, but you can swap between. It depends, And often I've used the same thing for both, and just one I've told the true story in stand-up and riffed on it, and the other I've put in, Derek or Afterlife, or whatever, or The Office, or extras, So true stories, most things that come to me that are good observations for stand-up are usually true stories. Even if I did them, I can lie about that. I can say this happened to me, but it could be me. Like I can be being annoyed at someone and did something annoying, and in real life it was me that did the thing annoying. But it might not be funny for me to, or vice versa. Even that you create a fiction and a context. So it just depends. You can stand-up's quicker. You see an observation, you work on it, you can get a really good 10 minutes out of it. Whereas a 10-minute sketch or something is not only too long, but it's 10 times the work. So, observations, if they're a quick observation, isn't it annoying when? That can go anywhere. Whereas if it's a story, and it's a true story, I usually put it in stand-up. But it totally depends. Daniel, which episode is the saddest? And can you tell us anything about the soundtrack used in Series 3? Well, I think probably 5 and 6 the saddest. 1 and 2, it's back to being with the old gang, and we set up lots of setup, and it's funny and it's observational, and the story. 3 and 4, I think are the funniest 2 episodes because you get all the payback for the setup, and you see all the characters interacting, and and then 5 and 6 heading towards the conclusion is more dramatic, really much heavier, and 6. I think is the best thing I've done. Most dramatic and rewarding thing I've done. Soundtrack. So excited about the soundtrack. I spent more money than ever on it. So yeah, we've got Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, 10cc, Radiohead, Kate Rusby. I mean, it's such a privilege that I can choose any song and not only afford it, but because it's the third series and people like it now, I'm getting deals. People want to be in it. Big stars want their song to be in it. So, yeah, it's been an absolute joy. I think there's a Kate Rusby song I use at the end of one, and a Cat Stevens song at the end of one. But I think the sequence where I use a Joni Mitchell track, and I think you'll love that. I hope so. It's one of the favourite things I've ever done. Good. Ollie Afterlife. In honour of the upcoming 75th birthday, David Bowie, of course. David Bowie's, yeah. And the Toy album. Could you please do an impression of Mr. Bowie seeing a cock in a drain? Was that a good tribute? Do you think... you think he'd like that? I think he would have. So, this is David Bowie walking by seeing a cock in a drain. Do. I was walking down the high street when it's a cock in a drain. So that was David Bowie seeing a cock in a drain. Just as big a bollocks as it's ever been, this shite, isn't it? Absolute pure nonsense. What a lovely tribute to my favourite artist of all time. You love that. Bella. Hey Ricky Gervais. My dad put my stick collection in the garden waste bin again. I was 2 really good sticks away from having enough to build my stick shed. Now I'll have to start again. Do you have any sticks you'd like to contribute? Right. I've told you this before and people think I'm mad, but we walk every day in Hampstead, right? Just to meet dogs, me and Jane. And now and again, I'll say to Jane, Bella would love that stick. And Jane knows what I mean and agrees with me. Is that normal? Again. George Clooney do that? George Clooney walk around looking at sticks that some dog on Twitter would like? No. Does he fuck? No. I built my own little shed once, right? I called it, well, it was my camp, right? And it was an old door that my dad had thrown away by the shed, right? So a door. So I lent it like that, like 45 degrees, put 2 sticks like that, right? Dug it out. I dug it out so I could get down in it, like it was like a, And then I got some old, like bits of carpet and blanket and sort of covered it over. And I'd go and I'd just sit in there, right? And that was like, and so I don't know how old I was. Say 8, 9, 10, right? And I remember my sister took a picture of me in it, like that, right? And in those days, you used to, she was always taking pictures. She sort of looks after the family sort of albums. And, she put it in an album. And then every now and again, when you got the albums out showing it, they'd look at that one and the people would laugh. All the grown-ups would laugh. And I thought, what are they laughing at? And I didn't realise, till I was older, they were laughing because there was a picture of me, right, in a little hole, and she'd labelled it Ricky's Camp. So that's what all my family were laughing at me behind my back. Ricky's Camp. So there you go. My childhood. My only friend was a hole. Fucking door. Old stinky fucking carpet. Probably stank of piss. Not mine, I mean just cat's piss and dog's piss, no? Just sat in a hole. Fucking hell. It could have turned out much worse than it did, couldn't it? Rachel, she wants to know if I feel sad on the last day of a shoot. Yeah, but in a good way. It's sort of like, oh, that was great. And I always say, see you at the rap party. So it's not like, a big trauma. I see them all again. The only one I get emotional is when I say goodbye to Auntie, because I just think she doesn't know why she's not going to see me next week for like months. I think I'm overestimating my importance to her. Just give me a biscuit, I'll be fine. But yeah, and also this time it was such a relief. That was the overwhelming thing. Like, we got through it. We didn't miss a minute through COVID or anything. But usually, yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice. But I know I'm going to see them all again because I work with them, so it's fine. It's great. Alison, what would be your alternative profession? Right. Do you mean what would it have been, probably, or if I could just magic wand another one? What would it have been? It would have been something vaguely academic, sciencey. I was always going down that route. It could have been anything from, research scientist to teacher, doing something, learning and teaching something I loved, or researching something like that. That's what would have happened, probably. Although I was already doing something else. I jumped from that to fail as a pop star, and then you sort of start again, so you don't know. Could have been management, entrepreneurial, anything, charity. Charity would have been likely if charity, something to do with animals. Yeah, that's the one I'd choose now, I think. But then I've always liked the idea of like architecture. But there's people who design. Who designed the Empire State Building? That's like their forever. That's incredible. What a legacy that is. But but probably almost certainly something to do with animals or nature, I'd say. I should say music. I failed at that, but I gave it its chance. It blew it. Not me. Music blew it. So I'm not giving it another go. Music, you had your chance. Now fuck off. Kiki, do you ever think you'll get to a point where you'll write more serious... Oh, look at that. That's funny. Do you ever think you'll get to a point where you write more serious songs for your projects? Not like David Brent. I can't help but think it's a passion that's suppressed because you've got so much going on. It's not that. It's that there's better people than me. It's like when I can put David Bowie and Bob Dylan on my work. Why would I think that I can do better than them? You know what I mean? But more, it's like I couldn't do it seriously. I could never release one because it's cringy. A comedian thinking that they can be taken seriously just because they're famous now for something else. I could never do that. Not serious. I'd do it as a joke. I could do it as David Brent, or I'll tell you when I could do it. I could if I wrote a musical. If I wrote a musical about something, then I could do. Not a serious song, but a musical song in context that I wouldn't be singing, that I wouldn't be trying to say, look at me, I'm a fat old pop star. So I think in that context, I could take music, not seriously, because it's not serious, but you could sneak serious ones in. Like if I did Afterlife the musical, I could write nice sad songs and happy, funny songs. So that's the only imaginable scenario for me to try it. But no, me doing an album of and this is me, Ricky Gervais, sing some of his songs. That would never fucking happen. Oh God. Oh, that's like me. Thinking of that is the same as me thinking I'm slipping in the bathroom and smashing my face on the bog. The idea of that. Good. Well, there you go. A little thank you. Thank you for retweeting the trailer. 11 days to go. I've given you loads of recommendations to start watching things, haven't I? Gomorrah, 4 Blocks, When the Dust Settles, Fowler, Caliphate, Snabber Cash, Witch Hunt. Witch Hunt was great. So yeah, watch those on. Start one of those tonight on Netflix or Walter Presents or Amazon Prime or Apple, wherever you can find it. Watch one of those. You will thank me. They're gripping, compelling. Watch them in the original language with subtitles, and you will thank me. And or watch Afterlife again. You've got 11 days to watch. How many is it? 12 episodes, and then. What are you going to do on the 14th? What are you going to... Tweet me what you're going to drink and eat. You should do... Look, 8 o'clock on Friday the 14th. Afterlife party. Bottle of wine or whatever you drink. Box of chocolates. Oh, come on, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Everyone started... So I will organise it. Bollocks gang. Organise that. Everyone starting watching it at the same time. Good. Thanks very much. We'll auction that one day. Cheers. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Fucking thing.